Hello everybody, this is a direct response to Blockverse's comments. Blockverse X880, and what he's gonna do is he's gonna butcher his cult, and I'm gonna show you how. So the first video that he's made a comment on is that the Sunsets in Murky Water video that I made. If you didn't watch this video already, I'm gonna recommend that you go and watch that. Misunderstanding of basic linguistics. Let's see your linguistics and cherry pick sources. Okay, let's see it. Let's break down exactly where you got it wrong. The as if translation bias. My challenge in the video anyway was that nobody can find me the word as if, and as you proved, the word there is not there. The story is actually of Dhul Qarnayn, which I showed in the video, and I don't think you even watched the video, but the story says that Dhul Qarnayn found the sun setting in a muddy spring, and he's a traveler and he's going to answer the questions from the Muslims who's asking Muhammad, where does the sun set? For this I want to turn to the Quran. In chapter 18 verse number 86 is gonna say wajadaha, and this means that he found it. And this is going to be talking about until he reached the setting place of the sun. He found it setting in a spring of dark mud. And not only this, but it says, وَوَجَدَ, and then he's going to find near it a community. So again, did he only perceive the community? Is this what you're saying? Because this is the same word, وَوَجَدَ. He's going to use the same word again, وَوَجَدَهَ. And he found near it people. So he did find it, and he did find it literally setting, as the Arabic says. And to his eyes the sun appeared to be... Look, do you see, and to his eyes the sun appeared to be setting in it? Let's just go to the verse quickly. Why does it say that? This is a false translation. It doesn't say appeared to him. He found it setting, because this is what is going on here. This is saying that Dhul Qarnayn, he goes, finds on a course the setting place of the sun. So does the sun have a setting point? Your religion is already butchered. You used a fabricated weak hadith. You pulled up a hadith. You have to accept it. This is not actually what I said in the video. You can go and watch it again because you clearly didn't watch it. You just typed it into AI. I said that you have to accept it because it goes hand in hand with the Quran. I didn't say that you have to necessarily accept the hadith, but because the hadith goes hand in hand with the Quran, you have to accept it. And also this is not daif. I just tried to type in the hadith that he said from here. It says Sunan Abu Dawud 3991. As you can see here, 3991 is this, something else. This is not the hadith, and I'm going to show you the hadith. You have just butchered this as well, because if you say major hadith critics, Al-Albani, do you see how he says Al-Albani? Have classified it as daif. Let's turn to the hadith, where it says, Sunan Abu Dawud 4002, you got the name of the hadith wrong as well. This is 3991, which proves that you got it from AI because AI makes mistakes about the hadith numbers. This says that it's Sahih in chain, and who by? By Al-Albani. Al-Albani. Do you see? Do you see stupidity? What does this say?
Al-Albani. Al-Albani.
Listen, let me teach you your cult. Let me teach you. Because you are lying already. You are lying that Albani, he said, this is your reference, not mine. I am not using rejected or broken transmission. And this is in your Sahih books, Sunan Abu Dawud. Now here's where he lies again. He says that I twisted classical tafsir, and he says that I opened up Al-Tabari and Al-Qurtubi to show that Ibn Abbas said it means literal mud. But you conveniently scroll past what classical scholars concluded. So let's go back, because I showed in the video as well the whole tafsir. So here we go. This is Al-Tabari, and this is his this is the complete. You can pause. Let's read together. I'm sorry if this takes a while, because this guy, he's lying. He reached the setting of the sun. He found a setting in a muddy spring. He found it. So where does it say here that what you said, which is that I am scrolling past or ignoring what he concludes? Ibn Abbas, he said, as for the sun it sets in mud. So it was as Ibn Abbas said, mud means clay. So where does it say, 1 second, that you're concluding? He said it was a hot spring. So as you can see, Al-Tabari, he doesn't say that this is in any way figurative. And we'll go to Al-Qurtubi as well, because he brought up Al-Qurtubi. And he says, he finds a setting in a black spring. So where am I lying? Because you called me a liar. And I will go to the bottom as well. So on the bottom it says, nothing. It doesn't say anything. He was given just as Muhammad, peace and blessing, was given when he said, if they come to you, judge between them or turn away from them. Where does it say that this is figurative and that this is not where the sun sets? Can you tell me in all of these classical tafsirs, I'm showing you the whole page now, anywhere it says that? I cannot read. I have just read through, even though I'm cutting the clip because the video is going to be too long. Nowhere does it say. Let's continue what he said, because I just debunked both of these. Muslim scholars from 1,000 years ago who had no modern telescopes weren't stupid. Okay, they weren't stupid, but your prophet was stupid because he thought that the sun sets in muddy water. Imam Razi and Ibn Kathir explicitly, listen to this, explicitly wrote in their comments, the earth is round. One second, let's fact check, because we need to fact check, okay? Let's go to Ibn Kathir's. I can do Control F, which means, look, the earth is round. In fact, nowhere does it say anything about round. This here says setting in a surrounding area. Nowhere does it say round. Okay, let's continue. And the sun is vastly larger than the earth. Let's see. Nowhere. And it is physically impossible. Nowhere. So when you're lying and you're getting your information from liars, ChatGPT, you're going to be getting lies. Okay, the third point that he's going to make is that the variant readings misconception. Is this a misconception? You stumbled across two different recitations of the word Hamaya, muddy, and Himaya, hot. And this claims that the proof that the Quran is corrupted. So you're claiming that the different dialectal variations of the Arabs, these two readings don't contradict each other, they complement the description. Let's go to Al-Tabri, because Al-Tabri, he says it. This analogy fails because muddy and hot are not the same thing, described differently. They are two completely different physical properties. One reading says that the sun is in a muddy, black spring, and the other says that it is hot. Do you understand? Hot and muddy do not mean the same thing. He's saying, like, for example, if you live in the United Kingdom, you'll understand this. You know, in Scotland, maybe they say I for yes and yes for yes. So, for example, I want a haircut. I want a. Do you want a drink? I want to go. But in the UK, you say yes, I want to go. But both of I and yes mean the same thing. But here, what it's saying is that muddy and hot mean the same thing, just in different dialects, when that's not true. If something is muddy and something is hot, this is two different words, but your people mess this up. The prostration of the sun finally brought up an authentic Bukhari hadith about the sun prostrated. This is not what I was talking about. Again, you didn't watch the video. Go and watch the video. I was talking about that the hadith says that there is a place that the sun sets. You are just lying. Let me destroy you now on this video. First of all, he's going to say, from here to here, you mentioned the Quran will intercede for his readers and ask for mercy. In the section that was given, I said that the Quran can intercede by using a Sahih Muslim 804a, which he accepts, where it says the Quran will intercede between people and Allah. Next he says, you are right, the Quran will intercede, but will do so by Allah's will, so that what we get here is the Quran is going to intercede by Allah's will, not by his own will. Firstly, nowhere does it say that Allah will do this by his own will. You're putting things into the hadith and that are not there. It says that the Quran will intercede, and also the pages and the surahs of the Quran will intercede. To intercede means to intervene on behalf of another person. How can you intervene if it's by your own will to against your own will? What? Are you saying that Allah's attribute will argue against and step in to make a difference in Allah's opinion, but it's really Allah arguing with himself? Is your God schizophrenic? Is your God crazy? You're saying that Allah's speech is not in accordance with Allah? So Allah's attributes are not in accordance with him? Because he will beg for Allah to change his mind? You are making this so much worse, my brother. You can just try and attempt to damage control, but this will never work. Then he's going to give me an example, which is going to make it worse again. Okay, imagine that you join a company and I am the CEO of this company. Firstly, this is blasphemy, as you are Allah in this situation. You are making yourself Allah, but nevertheless, we are attorneying with a eternal CEO. So this is an eternal CEO, because he's just saying a CEO, but this, let's use the example properly. This is an eternal CEO. Then he says a guidebook to guide them on how to do things, what they shouldn't do, what they should do, how to treat each other, etc. Firstly, the Quran doesn't even teach you how to pray, how to make wudu, or anything that makes you a Muslim. So this is like having a rule book that just tells you half of what you need to do as a member of the company. So it's not a good of a book. Then he says, so my first question is the book hold the authority or the person like me, the authority or the CEO. This person clearly hasn't watched this video either, because the point isn't that the eternal speech is the authority. The point is that you have another being, another person present at the time of creation and is uncreated like Allah but isn't Allah. My point is that this being has its own mind and ability to argue and intercede with his decision. Then he replies, you asked how a guidebook could possibly go and speak to the CEO, right? No, he didn't ask to speak, but actually intercede and to question his decision. It's not just to speak, it is to beg and to intercede and to question Allah's decision. Then he says, now imagine this in today's digital and AI era. What if the CEO themselves integrated an automated tracking system or a smart assistant into the guidebook? Listen, the problem isn't that the CEO didn't create the book. The book is eternal. So why are we making the Quran some magic AI device? The CEO didn't create the book because it's eternal. Do you not understand the argument? You're just typing and sort of arguing for the sake of arguing. Listen to the argument, rewatch the video, understand the argument, and then you will see the faults. The Quran isn't some magic AI assistant guidebook, my brother. This is an uncreated person who's going to argue with Allah. Now, he's going to say, this is the when you follow the book properly, the system inside it automatically logs your performance. I mean, this is just stupid. No. Right now, you're saying that somehow a uncreated being has some sort of automated tracking device that was within it before Allah was there. This being is now somehow more of a person. You have just butchered the whole of your cult. This is crazy, bro. I hope that you watch these videos and you learn not to lie and put your claims into AI. Goodbye.